Because every video is someone's first, A Life Well Played is a channel dedicated to men's health and gaming. I want to facilitate a positive environment for us to get together and share our collective knowledge. This is how we get stronger. Okay, so today I want to talk about eating habits as it pertains to weight. Let me put this disclaimer out there. Exercise is vitally important to your health and plays a major role in weight loss, especially in speeding up your metabolism. With that said, it's your diet that is going to net you the results, period. You can work out until you pass out day in and day out, but if you have a trash diet, most will continue to gain. When I started my journey to a healthier lifestyle many years ago, I was around 265 pounds. Today, I always bounce between 210 and 215. It all started with my diet. I got some advice from a coworker who was definitely in much better shape than I was at the time, and he told me it was about calorie control. He said I could eat anything I wanted as long as I stayed within those calories. He told me if I wanted a #1 combo for Burger King, I could have that, but it might mean that all my calories got hit in one sitting. He was 100% right. I downloaded MyFitnessPal and started tracking everything I ate. Therein lies the trick. See, you don't really need to eat a bunch of junk food every day, even if you're able to consume just one meal. But when you first start out, you also don't want to give up everything you love. So, tracking my calories made me aware of what I was intaking. I don't know about you, but I can't really eat just one meal a day, and I can't stand to feel hungry. So instead of me getting that #1, I started putting in different types of food into the app to see what I could get or how I could get the most out of my diet. I started drinking more water, and I would only have maybe a diet green tea, which is about 5 calories. The reason for this, I didn't want to drink my calories. I think my calorie count was around 1,600, and a soda was like 250 calories. So 2 of those a day would leave me with just about 1,000 calories of food, which sucked. I started looking into condiments because a hamburger with no bun might work, but once you add mayo, ketchup, etc., you have lost a ton of calories for that one meal. So I realized that mustard, hot sauce, or buffalo sauce had little to no calories, so I shifted to those. After a while, I was meal prepping because I couldn't prevent myself from getting hungry and stopping at the store to snack, so I decided to do this, that way I wouldn't fall into that trap. These are all tricks that I developed because I didn't want to feel hungry. So just out of watching my calories, I developed an entire system over time to help me lose 55 pounds. The other thing is, this was my journey and what worked for me. Everyone has a different body type and your body can react differently than mine. Because of that, I would like for you to leave your methods, ideas, tips, and tricks that could help someone out. And while you're in the comments, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Now to our gaming segment. I want to talk about Palworld. This game has taken the gaming world by storm, and I have to tell you, this phenomenon has really fascinated me. Let me start by saying I was mildly interested in this game about a year ago. I'm a big Pokemon fan. I love playing with my kids, so this seemed like it might be dumb fun, Pokemon with guns. As the game was released recently in early access, I discovered that in fact it is not Pokemon with guns, but more of a Frankenstein of multiple games and genres put together. Pokemon Light, Zelda Light, survival game is the best way for me to describe it. I downloaded and tried it out, and although I am thrilled that so many people are enjoying the game, it's not really for me. I'm not really into survival games and constant crafting, just not my idea of fun. Now, what I find fascinating is after listening to a number of reviews and player deep dives, this game is best described as fun. So what do I mean? Well, no one's been shy about saying that this game isn't particularly good in any one area. It's in early access, so there's plenty of bugs and glitches and unfinished aspects, which are normally a no-no. The Pokemon with guns part is kind of overstated as well, as this game doesn't really have anything in common with Pokemon outside of catching and throwing with Pokeball type devices and the creatures themselves. I think it's great that lapsed or even current Pokemon fans have found a game they feel is the evolution of the franchise to them in Palworld. But the reality is, it isn't even close to comparable to Pokemon. It has far more in common with games like Valheim or The Forest. There is Zelda-like aspects with climbing, open world, stamina bar, and weapon degradation. Again, we have seen this in a lot of games over the years after Breath of the Wild release, so this is no different, and it doesn't do anything special with it. Then there's the survival part. Again, I'm not a fan of the genre, so I don't want to state this like I'm an expert because I'm not. But from what I gather, the survival system isn't bad. It's just not all that deep. So at the end of the review or player deep dive, they state that the game is just fun despite the fact that it doesn't do anything special. This is where I find it fascinating. The question I want to ask is, when are we allowed to just say a game is fun? I ask this because you can look at many games from 2023, and we had a ton of them, and some of the games just got the mid tagline because it didn't look next gen, or because the story wasn't new age enough, or the combat didn't do anything special. So the game itself was just mid in the public eye, even if there were millions of people enjoying it. Then a game like Palworld comes out, which suffers from all the above, and instead of being attacked for its shortcomings, it's defended for its charm. Now, I have absolutely no issue with this. I think that is how we should view most games, in the lens of, are the fans of the game having fun? If so, then the game should be fine. So if Palworld can get a pass for not being particularly great at anything because it's fun, who decides if a game is fun? Isn't fun subjective? Let me answer that. Yes, fun is subjective. As many people are loving Palworld, I do not find it fun. But that doesn't mean that now the game isn't fun because I don't particularly care for it. So why should other games be deemed not worthy if I, for example, find it fun, but you don't? The point I'm trying to make is that we don't have a standard in which to judge games on, because all of the things that we may take points away from one game, we may completely overlook in another if, as many have said, you are having fun with the game. So instead of creating or continuing narratives that paint games people are enjoying as bad or mid because you don't find it to your liking, we should celebrate the fact that there are so many games to choose from, and unlike when I was a kid, everyone has something that they can enjoy and have fun with. Well, that's today's video, and remember, you're the hero of your own game. Make the most of it.